Everything you know about the world began in complete silence millions of years ago. No cities, no language as we know it, no civilization, only survival. Constant struggle against nature, time, and extinction. And then something extraordinary happened. Something that would completely change the course of human history forever. The earliest members of the human lineage appeared millions of years ago. Around 1.8 million years ago, Homo erectus began the first major human migration spreading across Eurasia. They were not modern humans, but early ancestors slowly adapting to a changing world. Early ancestor lived a life that was simple, but extremely harsh. They lived as hunters and gatherers, completely dependent on nature for survival. There were no permanent homes and no structured society. Every day was focused on one thing only: survival. Over time, something changed. The human brain evolved. Tools made of stone, wood, and bone began to appear. Some of the earliest evidence of humanoid presence in regions like Ireland dates back 33,000 years. This was the first real step toward controlling the environment instead of being controlled by it. Stone became humanity's first technology. Simple tools allowed early humans to hunt more efficiently and survive harsher conditions. But the true turning point was fire. Evidence for the controlled use of fire dates back hundreds of thousands of years, with actual hearths appearing around 400,000 years ago. Fire provided warmth, protection, and a new way to prepare food. It transformed daily life completely, allowing for better nutrition and social gathering points. For the first time, humans were not just surviving, they were beginning to adapt their environment to their needs. About 10,000 years ago, humanity made one of its greatest discoveries: agriculture. This Neolithic revolution began in fertile regions like the Fertile Crescent. Humans learned to grow food and domesticate animals. This change ended the age of constant migration. Permanent settlements began to form. Places like Jericho show evidence of settlement dating back to 10,000 BC. Villages appeared, then grew into structured communities. Food was no longer something discovered, it became something produced. With stable food supplies, the first civilizations emerged. By 3000 BC, bricks were used widely, and city-states were created in Mesopotamia and Egypt. Governments formed, trade networks expanded. For the first time, humans created systems of laws and organized societies. Writing allowed knowledge to be preserved across generations. Ancient Egyptian architect recorded the movements of the stars. This marked a massive leap forward in human development. Knowledge was no longer temporary, could now survive time itself. After the rise and fall of ancient civilizations, the world entered a new phase of transformation. Cities expanded and kingdoms formed. By the Iron Age in 1000 BC, the world population had risen to 72 million. Humans began exploring unknown lands. Medieval explorer braved the unknown to map the globe, facing storms and isolation to connect humanity. The world was no longer isolated, it was becoming interconnected. Religions spread, philosophies were debated, and the Silk Road bridged east and west. In the 18th and 19th centuries, humanity experienced its greatest industrial transformation. Machines replaced manual labor. Factories became centers of mass production. This era saw the expansion of modern democracy and rapid advancement in transportation. Industrial worker toiled in the soot of the rising cities, powering the expansion of a new world order. For the first time in history, progress was no longer slow. It was accelerating rapidly. Human life was being reshaped by technology. In the 20th and 21st centuries, humanity entered the digital era. Information began traveling instantly across the globe. Technology became deeply integrated into everyday life. Humans reached beyond Earth itself, exploring space and stepping onto the moon. Modern astronaut looked back at our blue marble from the silence of space. Seeing a world without borders, the world became fully connected, forming a global network of communication, economy, and culture. Change that once took centuries now happens in years, or even days. The internet age redefined how we think, work, and love. From early humans struggling to survive in the wild, to a global civilization built on technology and knowledge, human history is a story of adaptation, intelligence, and constant evolution. Every era built upon the one before it. We have moved from simple flint tools to quantum computers, from caves to skyscrapers that touch the clouds. One thing remains constant: our curiosity and our drive to reach for the impossible. What will the next chapter of human history look like? As we look toward the stars and artificial intelligence, we realize our journey has only just begun. The future is a blank page, waiting for the next generation of explorers, thinkers, and dreamers to write its story. If you want more stories like this, subscribe and save this video.